We wrap up our broadcast week every Friday, thanks to the team at Local Waste, by blowing off a little steam. It's a little something we like to call Trash Talk. All right, Lisa took me up on my challenge to send us a trash talk that would actually make us laugh. She says, I have the most annoying neighbor ever. He moved in over the fall. I can't quite pinpoint the exact time because he's actually been pretty well behaved up until 6 weeks ago, but now the entire neighborhood knows he's here. From announcing he's up early in the morning to upsetting our dog with his disruptive trips through the back alley, he's driving me crazy. I'm not proud to admit I find myself thinking about taking more and more drastic measures to put a stop to this disruptive behavior. What do you mean, Lisa? She says, my neighborhood used to be such a peaceful oasis. Now it's being ruined by a single individual. I'm putting you on notice, annoying neighbor. You and I are headed for a showdown, Mr. Squirrel. That from Lisa. All right, I know some of you were getting concerned about where Lisa was going with that. I'm sure she's going to trap it humanely and release it in the woods. Danielle says, a potentially controversial opinion for you, but you want to know what's really grinding my gears this week? The piped-in crowd noises that they play through the NHL broadcasts. She says, I get that they're trying to make things a little bit more normal for viewers. Our live studio audience absolutely agrees with you, Danielle. She says, but it's distracting more than anything else. The cheers don't match the plays. It totally throws me off. She says, I'd much rather be able to have the players conversing with teammates, talking to opponents. I get that it may not be appropriate for younger viewers, but it would be such an interesting part of the game, right? Everybody agrees. Everybody agrees with Danielle. She says, my favorite all-time are the series that follow two teams to the Winter Classic. They take us mic'd up behind the scenes. She says, I think that would be great. And oh, by the way, before I sign off, says Danielle, one final controversial opinion for you. Go Leafs, go! Oh, yeah. No, the live studio audience didn't like that one. Went one step too far. What about this one from Doreen that says, Jespo, I was going through past episodes, past shows, and I loved your most recent roundtable regarding the proposed Alberta curriculum, but I want to respectfully point out something that one of your guests touched on. She says the chair of Edmonton's Public School Board, Ms. Trish Estabrooks, she says what happened with the coal policy. She says the government changed its mind. They changed direction. We saw that with the coal policy. Doreen says the equivalent win for education would be if the government kept the poorly drafted contents the same, but convinced the public they'd fixed the problem. I hope that's not the win we get for education. She says there's this widespread belief the government's listening to us on coal. All they've done is apologize and reinstate the policy while letting these coal leases continue ahead. They gave us a skewed survey. They appointed a so-called independent committee, but it doesn't even consider impact on water and land. It's nothing more than a delay game while companies do destructive exploratory work. The government refuses to acknowledge the real cost of open pit mining. It's important we do not give credit for listening when actions do not match words. Doreen says Albertans need to get even louder about serious issues we face. And this one from Greg, who says, I'm rather sick and tired of this whole ethical oil argument we keep hearing from politicians and pundits. We don't produce as ethical oil as Norway, and yeah, we're more ethical than Saudi Arabia, but here's the real talk, says Greg. We're ethical because of regulations. Politicians now are trying to deregulate. They're trying to put our ethical product on a pedestal while trying to make the claim invalid for the future. He says, do you really think these politicians are buying ethically made t-shirts? You think they're looking for ethically sourced eggs for their omelets? And he says it's nothing more than a talking point. Companies don't care about ethical oil either. This is evident everywhere. He says if you want to talk about ethical oil, you better be supporting unions, getting your coffee from sustainable sources, and buying ethical produce. He says, I'm tired of people using this bad faith argument. Signed, an Albertan that genuinely gives a shit about ethically sourced products. Then I'm going to wrap with an impromptu ad-lib bit of trash talk myself based on the messages that you gave us. These were Twitter comments. These were messages emailed in. I asked Sarah to put some of them together. People are asking, Alberta will be open for Stampede. Oh, this one's from Larry. Will Dr. Dina Hinshaw be the Stampede parade marshal while Jason Kenney flips the pancakes? Well, at least half of that's going to happen. Says that while the health minister's over in the cowpoke vaccination clinic. Now Stampede goers, oh boy, can spread more than just their... Oh, I can't read that. I can't even read that. Even in trash talk, I can't read this. Hell or high fever, says Larry. I can't wait. And that's another edition of Trash Talk, the first ever censored email on the fly. Keeping it real. We'll talk to you again Monday, friends.